A mega pint.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. What is good, everybody? Richie here, and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive right into things, be sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you're somebody new, and go ahead and click that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all my shenanigans here on the channel. And yeah, let's get into it. Thinking about this entire Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation, a lot of people have been pointing out the obvious. The obvious is Johnny Depp clearly is going to win this trial. But I honestly think that's kind of surface level stuff, and I feel like there's a lot of things that nobody's really talking about or is failing to talk about, which is I kind of think this entire relationship that has been put on blast for the entire world to see it's very tragic. Clearly it's full of demons and insecurities and lack of confidence on both parties involved. That's Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. The abuse, I would think, honestly speaks for itself. Even though I clearly am 100% on board with, I support Johnny Depp 100%. I think for sure he is in the right, although on the surface level you can see that he's right, but if you dig deeper you can also see that, you know, they clearly, both of them know how to push each other's buttons. They both know what they can get away with and what they can't get away with. And I think it takes two to tango. It's both people's fault. Both of them are at fault. I think Amber Heard obviously pushes him more than she's willing to admit. Anyone can see that. But overall, I would say, and I feel that this relationship is one of tragedy and sadness, and that just goes to show you the power of addiction, something that not many people are talking about. Johnny Depp, across his entire lifespan, has had issues with drugs, and I'm sure Amber Heard, you know, she's young, she's had her fair share of drug use, and drugs ruin lives. They do. Let's forget weed. I'm not considering weed in this conversation. I feel like that is the least of anybody's worries. Weed is nothing. It's not a big deal at all. But the tragedy of what drugs can do to people and change people and how they manipulate people into turning into something that they're not, I 100% believe in. I've seen throughout my entire life, I've seen people die from drugs. I've seen people lose their livelihood because of drugs. I've seen families fall apart because of drugs, marriages, friendships, you name it. I've seen it happen in the name and the addiction of drugs and what it takes to get them. And it's really sad overall. I wish that drug addiction was not something that the world had to deal with, but sadly enough it is. But moving on, I feel for Johnny Depp. I know that in my past, I have dated a girl that was like Amber Heard. I think most of all, what's sad is there are probably a lot of men out there that are physically and mentally abused by women, but are not willing to admit it because of maybe the conundrum or the end game of looking like you're essentially a bitch or a pussy because you get hit by your woman, or you get smacked by your woman, and it's really sad. Violence across the board in any relationship is useless. It does nobody any good. There's no reason for it. It's unnecessary. There's no need to put your hands with the intention to hurt anybody when you're in a relationship, and it's not talked about enough, especially on the men's side of physical abuse. But everything across the board, as far as this trial goes, the more details we hear, the more dirty laundry that gets hung out. Overall, it just makes me sad. You could see that Johnny Depp loved her, and I do believe 100% that she also loved him. And they might even still have a weird love for each other. Who knows? It's a tragic thing to watch. I mean, but we all keep watching it. I'm gonna keep watching it. I don't think that somebody who is in fear for their life would gift somebody a Bowie knife. That doesn't make sense at all. There's a lot of things about her side of the story that don't make sense. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot to her story that does not compute. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. But I'm curious to find out more. I'm sorry, but to me, somebody who will go out of their way to set up somebody's individual paint canvases and their brushes and their paints, somebody who is that type of hopeless romantic that wants to impress their significant other or wants to please their significant other, it doesn't make sense to me that a person like that would also want to hurt or bring physical harm to their significant other. The two, I don't know if they can exist in tandem. It just doesn't make sense. It reflects a different context of character. I mean, there's definitely a possibility that he could have, on multiple occasions, had to protect himself, and he had to put his hands on her in order to keep her from punching him. I firmly believe that. But we're never really gonna know. And we just have to keep watching and find out. But what do I know? Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.